Hi everyone, I'm Darian the Eclectic, and today I want to talk to you about witchcraft, more specifically my personal philosophy on witchcraft. And really it boils down to four main pillars. Witchcraft to me is bigger than just the rituals that we do. It's bigger than casting a spell to create wealth or to help you pass a test or anything like that. It is those things on a daily basis. But what attracted me to witchcraft was that it empowered me, and a lot of the anger that I felt growing up being, part of a monotheistic society and family and group of people, it empowered me to think bigger and to think more about how I fit into the world in an equitable way, and not just how I fit, but how I can give back meaningfully. So the first pillar is feminism. Feminism is a really big deal to me. I'm a woman, I identify as a woman, whether that's, in sweatpants one day or a dress in the next. I would like to have, the equal right to do things in this world, to be paid at an equitable rate as a man, to have control over my own body and the decisions that I make with that. Witchcraft is, in my opinion, inherently feminist. That doesn't mean it excludes men or people of other genders, by no means. In my opinion, witchcraft is very, very welcoming. If you find yourself being rejected from a particular coven or spiritual group, please keep looking, because there are wonderful, wonderful groups out there that are more than happy to accept, no matter your orientation, gender, however you see yourself in the world, however you want others to see you. That is what's great about being a witch, being pagan, is we accept you in no matter what. As long as you're willing to grow and develop and to help others and, do things for yourself, then you are welcome. So feminism is one of those big things for me. The second pillar of witchcraft is mental health. Now, as part of a witch, you are expected, at least in my experience so far, you're expected to grow and develop. You're expected to learn and to practice. And a lot of that practice is inner work and figuring out not just who you are and what you want your purpose to be, which could take an entire lifetime, but where you struggle in this world, in this lifetime that you're living, what it is that you find yourself falling victim to that you do have control over. And then using that to turn it around for yourself. In a mental health perspective, it's actually working on yourself and leaning on others, having a support system, and learning to take care of yourself the best way that you can. The third pillar of witchcraft is stewardship of the earth. Now, a lot of pagan practices, spiritual practices, do find themselves linked closely with the earth, which makes a lot of sense because our pagan ancestors, way, way, way back, where we try to pull as much information and practice from as we can today, relied on the earth. They lived and died by the seasons, by what they were able to grow for themselves, by what they were able to cultivate. And if they didn't take care of the earth around them, if they didn't pay attention, then they didn't survive. And so these days, what's really important to me when it comes to witchcraft is trying to live more closely with the earth, trying to take better care of her, and trying to clean up a lot of the trash and a lot of the disease that we as a species on this planet have caused. And the fourth and final pillar of witchcraft is my personal favorite, and also the one I struggle with the most. It's taking personal responsibility. Now, a big part of witchcraft is taking personal responsibility for what you want and taking the actionable steps to get it. So whether that's casting a spell for manifestation or money to pay your college tuition, you do need to go through the mundane steps of applying for scholarships, getting a job, putting the money away, not spending on frivolous things when you know you need to be saving. All of those steps, requirement first and foremost. And then the spell is the next step. That's when you take the little extra candle magic spell to help nudge the universe in the direction toward you, to help you achieve what you want to achieve. I like to think of it a little bit of, if there's a stack of resumes on the desk of the place you want to work, the universe, once you cast that spell and have taken all those mundane actions, the universe is then the one that kind of slips your resume to the top of the pile. so that you get the first look, or that makes your resume look the best out of everyone's in that step. That's my personal opinion and how it is. But you can't do that if you don't take personal responsibility for your life and for things that are going on within it. A lot of times what I see or even hear about on YouTube videos, in social media, are people who want to change things that are completely within their control, but they want a spell to do it for them and they don't want to take the mundane action to make it happen. Now, not everybody is fortunate enough to be in a good position where they can take action like that. Some people have to hide their magical cells in the broom closet, as it were. Some people are in a very terrible situation or a very difficult situation, and a spell or mundane actions are just not going to get them out of it. That I understand. But there are a lot of cases where that's not necessarily what's going on, and you can actually take action, both mundane and magical, to get yourself out of that. Thus, personal responsibility. Now, there is a fifth thing that I think is part of witchcraft. I think it is more of an advanced pillar. And it's not something that I think everyone can do, or maybe we can't all do all the time, and that's advocacy. Now, from the smallest level, I think it is possible for all of us to participate in advocating for others, advocating for the earth, advocating for indigenous minority groups, advocating for marginalized groups, people who are in need of help, or groups that are in need of having their voices heard. The earth, which is in need of better policies in order to clean up the trash and keep it green and not destroy what we have left of it. Advocating for what is the right thing to do, advocating for others whose voices aren't necessarily being heard as loudly as they need to be. I do think that is important. And the bigger action you can take in advocacy, the better. Again, not always possible for everyone, and not always possible for everyone to do all the time. But anytime you find yourself able to advocate for someone, something, some group, and you have the advantage to be a voice that is heard, I think it is the right thing to do for us to be able to do that. So to recap, 4 pillars of witchcraft, in my opinion, are feminism, stewardship of the mental health, and taking personal responsibility, with that sneaky extra being advocacy. Now, this is just my personal philosophy. If you think of witchcraft as something else, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion and have everyone discuss what they believe witchcraft is. Until next time, bye.